Another day, another region. The rising stars of the 2021-22 Open era, MENA, have been making waves in the RLCS, having some great results in both 2021 and the 2022 season. They were able to do enough this season to earn an extra spot for MENA at the World Championship, giving an auto-qual spot for the main event. The first of the MENA trifecta is Twisted Minds. The third place team from MENA was able to find their World Champ spot after a great finish from Row 1 in the spring split internationally. The Twisted Minds team are often just third best in MENA behind Row 1 and Team Falcons, and although that hasn't changed now, they have a better chance once again to prove themselves on the world stage against the rest of the best. The most known player on this team is Senzo, the original MENA top player before the region found its spot in RLCS. He was once on the Sandrock Gaming super team, but after a while he was replaced and even for a while retired as well. Later joining Empty and then becoming Veloce, he was able to find his spot at the World Championship last season, but only able to beat the APAC team Senbei Strikers, meaning they were eliminated in the Swiss stage going 1-3 and getting 20th to 22nd. A disappointing result for the MENA hopefuls. Senzo will definitely be looking to improve on that result and push him and his teammates back to the top of MENA. Next on this list is SMW. Consistently near the top of MENA, but having never won a regional, he is so incredibly hungry for a win. With so many top 4 finishes in the RLCS and plenty of second place finishes specifically, SMW never winning a MENA event is criminal with just how good he is. Also at Worlds alongside Senzo, they have a lot of experience competing together on the big stage, and he alongside his teammate will be desperate to improve that result from last year and try to especially outplace their MENA competitors. The most recent addition to this roster is Venom. Playing in a different team every split this season, he has a slow start in the fall split, having his best finish be a 5th through 8th, but in winter he certainly became more competitive, getting 2 top 4 finishes. Finally, it was in the spring split where Senzo and SMW decided they wanted a change and that Venom was the best option for them. This was the team's best split yet, even finishing above Falcons, the biggest powerhouse in MENA for 2 years now. Second place in the region was not enough to make the major still, and unfortunately for Twisted Minds, the squad even showed how good they are, but it was not enough. The squad is hungry to prove themselves and finally pass their MENA comrades. This is a team for you to support if you want some chaos all throughout the RLCS. We already know that 2 MENA teams can compete at the highest stage, but why not add a third? The second team, and a big surprise to see in second place, is Team Falcons. They, for a long time, were the undisputed best team in MENA, winning almost every event, getting second place at the Spring Major last year. But this season, all making it to Fall and Winter Major, they ended the season in disappointing fashion, getting 3rd in MENA in Spring and 2nd overall, after a great major result from Row 1. Falcon consists of 3 of the best players ever to come out of the Middle East. Khaled consistently on this roster, the 20-year-old originally playing on Oztec Warriors before RLCS even began, and then joining Sandrock Gaming later on. It is finally Falcons that he has ended up on and has been at the top of MENA for as long as can be remembered. 14 first place finishes in MENA. It is really hard to see that he isn't one of the most prolific players in the Middle East. Of course, as mentioned, also getting second place at the Spring Major last year, Khaled and his teammates have the highest ever finish for a non-EU or NA team at an international event. Alongside Khaled on his team is his other permanent teammate, Ahmad. He has the exact same history and results as Khaled, so I can't say too much different about him. Ahmad was one of the original 1 players from MENA, having some great attention on him at the very early starts of his career. Just like Khaled, Ahmad, another 20-year-old on this roster, has been consistently at the top of MENA, and he doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. Finally on this list is TRK. Although he has been with the squad since the start of RLCS 2021, he was in some different teams beforehand, which is really where his initial hype came from. Winning the Saudi Esports Male Player of the Year in 2022, the 17-year-old star has risen to be debatably the best player to come out of the Middle East, also winning the award for MENA MVP in the 2021 season. TRK does not seem to be getting off his top spot, a great player all around. This team, as mentioned, has had the best ever finish out of non-NA and EU teams, missing out on winning the major by 1 goal in Game 7. It is the closest anyone else ever has come. So this is probably your best hope for a developing region team to win. So if you want to root for the developing regions, then Falcons may be the best choice for you. The final of the list of MENA teams is waiting in the main event of the World Championship. That is none other than Rule 1, an org known by one of Rocket League's biggest content creators, Sunless, and I don't know what words to use to describe Incivik other than rich guy who donates a lot of money to streamers. The Rule 1 squad for so long were plagued with the inability to close out a series against their rivals Falcons, very often choking in the final game of the final series, but that all changed in spring. Finally able to make it to the major, Rule 1 were able to find a top 4 finish, making it all the way to Championship Sunday, outperforming all of North America. Finding their region an extra spot at Worlds, they rightfully are feeling very good about themselves and their chances in the World Championship. I first want to talk about Mawson, a player who, although not the original planned pickup for Rule 1, has been a perfect addition to the squad. Never the best in the fall split with 2 top 8 finishes and 1 top 2, Mawson was picked up to try and push Rule 1 further, and that he did. Rule 1 were able to get 2 second place finishes at the winter split with the addition of Mawson, and although he was able to beat Falcons in the final regional, they were unfortunately not able to make it to the winter major, just falling short of Falcons. That's where the spring split came around, and with 2 first place finishes and a 3rd place, Mawson, alongside Cooliers and Roas, were able to finally overcome Falcons and make a major event. Next on this team, I'm going to combine these 2 players into one for a very simple reason. Roas and Cooliers are 2 identical twins. The 2 16-year-olds have played together for quite a while now, playing most of RLCS together. At this stage, just referred to as the twins, they are making history together, being the first and probably only team of twins to compete at such a high level in Rocket League esports. Their synergy is rightfully unmatched, having done everything together throughout most of life, even having a placebo where they have to get coffee together every single time they're going to have a game in the morning. These young stars have a lot ahead of them in terms of competitive Rocket League, and it's crazy this is only the beginning. If you're a fan of the twin story or a fan of Sunless and Incivik, this is without a doubt the team for you. Probably one of the rarest and most exciting stories to ever be told in esports, this is without a doubt a team to keep an eye on.